Hey guys, welcome to the channel, Adventure, Travel and Scuba. Today I have received a package in the mail from the company that I was collaborating with on my YouTube, and it is GardePro A60 camera with the solar panel. So it is a trail camera mostly for hunting or monitoring the wildlife. The package just arrived on my doorstep, and I will unbox everything and I will go through the menu of this camera and all the features. Let's get into this box, break it down, and let's see what we have inside here. First of all, we have the solar panel, and it is a GardePro solar panel, model number SP350. So that's the panel for the camera. The second package, we have the actual trail camera, GardePro A60. We'll start with unboxing the camera itself. So let's open that up and let's take the camera out of the box. That's first thing that's sitting on top here. Then we have the instruction manual on the bottom. Looks like it's a transfer data cable, USB type C. And we also have the mounting strap. So that's all the content that comes in a box. Let's open the camera itself. That is the camera, and it feels actually quite durable. It's made out of a pretty good quality plastic. And it is a 2024 updated model. So there is apparently few features that are upgraded from the previous version, which I'm not really familiar with. This camera has very good reviews. So when I was looking through customer reports on Amazon and other websites that the camera is being sold on, the reputation is quite good, and apparently it stands up to the high grade cameras that are available on the market. A few main features of this camera would be that they changed the design here of the grips that mounts on a tree. So that's perforated and doesn't slide as much. And here we have the tripod mount. We have the camera lens, we have the night vision sensor, and here we have three motion PIP sensors. First one is the center one, then we have left and right sensor, which gives you another 30 degrees each, so that's 120 degrees field of view on those sensors when they detect the motion. That's a 4K camera that records in a very good quality picture. Also, the microphone is quite stunning. It picks up very nice sounds. So this camera, what I'm reading on the website, it has no glow when it's in the night vision mode. That's another very good feature that doesn't create the glow from the infrared like some of the cheap cameras would have that. That's the improved feature of that camera. The camera has a Sony Stravis sensor. It's very good quality sensor from Sony that they incorporated into this camera. So the picture quality is very good. It is 4K as I mentioned, and it takes up to 64 megapixel photos. So that's quite good for the trail camera. I will take it down to my forest here in my community. I'll mount it for 24 hours, and I'll see if I can pick up any wildlife, because there should be some wildlife in there. So let's open the camera first here and have a look how it looks inside. We have a 2.4-inch LED screen. Here on the bottom we have the SD card slot, and it is the bigger SD card, not the micro SD card. That's because most of my cameras and most of the action cameras are using the micro SD card, and here we have a SD card, which is something that would be more on a DSLR camera or a bigger professional camera. Right here we have the USB port to download the data from the camera itself. We have a compartment here, that's a power adapter. Also, we have a mount for a tripod. We have two of those. We have one on the bottom and one at the back of the camera. On this side, there is a battery compartment. So it takes 8 AA batteries. That equals to 12 volts. I will take that camera in a moment to my desk and I will go over the features of the camera in details. For now, there's one more thing to mention. The camera has a nice rubber seal incorporated into the door with the battery compartment, and that makes the camera IP66 waterproof, which should withstand most of the weather and elements when it is left outside for extended periods of time. I will close that camera for now, and yeah, the latch is solid. Here we have that mounting strap and a USB cable. Let's have a look into the second box. That's the solar panel. Right on top we have the user manual, and then we have the panel itself with really long cord, and the panel is actually covered with some sort of a mesh, so the actual solar panel is not exposed. So if there is most likely any hail or anything, that camera should withstand that, because it's not an actual glass, and that looks pretty robust. It's fully sealed at the back. Let's open up that little cover and see what we have here. Okay, right here we have the USB port, and we have a voltage switch, so what kind of output we would like from the camera. I believe it's a 6, 9 and 12 volts. So for that camera we will be using a 12 volt power. On the side we have a little push switch. There is a built-in rechargeable battery, and it looks like it is actually charged right out of the box. It's not fully charged, but we have 4 LEDs and 3 of them are lighting up. So that can power the camera at night when there is no light, obviously. So here we have one connector that is attached. That's the type for that camera itself, because that's the bigger one. And we have a second type of power connector that might be for a different type of cameras. And of course we have the mounting option with the swivel head for that solar panel. The one thing that's, in my opinion, could be better, that you have to use the screws to mount it on a tree. That's not a good thing. I will look on the website some other options to mount that, or I'm gonna have to come up with some sort of strings or straps looped through those holes to mount that camera. I will put the link to the manufacturer right here in this video, so you can have a look on their website. They have a few different models of this camera. This camera is a non-cellular model, and there is also a cellular one, and there is a Wi-Fi. I wish I should have collaborate on the Wi-Fi camera, because the Wi-Fi camera offers the downloading the content from the camera over Wi-Fi with Wi-Fi 6 connectivity. The cell phone part, it's not for me, because this camera is going to be used mostly, if anything, in an area where there's no cellular coverage. So these are the contents that came here from the manufacturer, and that's a GardePro camera, and you can go to their website and check out the other cameras. I will also include in my video description the affiliate link for a 10% discount. Basic starting cost of this camera is around $170 Canadian. You can add different options, like you can get a double pack or 4-pack. So there's choices. If you want more than one of those cameras, you can get some additional mounting accessories and that solar panel. Let's go into my desk and I will go over the menus of this camera, and I will explain all the features in the menus, and then I will also take that camera into the field and I will leave it for 24 hours. We'll put the card in here first. It's right on the bottom. So we have the power, and here we have the USB port that's most likely to plug in the camera to the computer. Obviously, when you turn on the power, nothing happens because we got no power, we got no batteries. So I'll peel that film off the screen. So now we're just gonna plug that in. I was looking on a website actually, and the website says it's okay to have it solar and the batteries. But then I was reading some reviews and some other that it's not recommended to have the batteries installed when you're using the actual solar panel. So for now, I will not install the batteries, and I will start the camera. So I never used trail cameras yet. I give it a shot in my local forest. So by the looks of it, it tells us that we have a actual picture happening with that solar panel plugged in. The time is not, of course, not adjusted, so we'll get into that. And I see some information here on the screen. I'm not sure how well you guys are going to be able to see that. But here we have the date, we have the time, and we have a current temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit. And it tells us here on top what kind of a mode we are in. So I'm gonna dive into the menu of this. First thing in the menu is the mode. Click OK on that. And we have three different options here. We have motion detection, time-lapse, and hybrid. So I will leave it as it is on motion detection, because that's what I will be most interested in. So confirm that with the OK button. Next thing down on the bottom, it tells us, it asks us if you want to do a photo or video. So we'll click on that. And here we have three different options. We have a photo, we have the video, and we have a photo and video. So I think to start with, since I will be reviewing this product, I want to put it on photo and video. I'm thinking that what it's going to do is going to take photos and videos of whatever is happening in front of the camera. And we'll click OK to confirm that. The next item on the bottom, we have the photo quality. So here we can choose how many megapixels photo we want to use. I will definitely go to the highest one. So we have 4 megapixel, 8 megapixel, 16, 32, 48, and 64 megapixels. So I will leave it on a 64 megapixel photo. Next option here in the menu, we have a photo burst. So let's have a look. So here we have a 1 picture, 2 picture, 3 picture, 4. I don't think I'm gonna use that. So I'm gonna leave it on 1. 1 is good enough. So I just want to test what is the photo quality once we get this set up. Next item in the menu here below is the video quality. So we'll click here and we have 3 different options. The first option is Full HD 1080p. Then we have a 2K, which is 1440p. And the last quality here, which is the best quality, 4K, which is 2160p. That's the highest resolution, which is set for as default, and I will keep it. I like 4K videos, so we'll keep it at that. Going next item below, we have video length. So here we can set the length of the video, how long of a video do we want. 10 seconds, to me, that's too short, so I will go probably to 20 seconds, and that's during the day. And we have a second option to change it to night time, and we will also set it to 20 seconds and confirm that. Next item down below, we have a video sound. Definitely I want to turn on the sound, and what I was reading on this camera, it has a quite decent sound quality, so we want to test that. If I'm gonna catch anything on sound, we'll see, but we'll leave the sound on. Let's scroll down. Here we have the video format, so we'll confirm on that. So we have 2 different options. I'm using Mac, but I don't use the MOV format. I use the MP4 because most of my other cameras are actually MP4 and I got just a habit of that. But if you prefer to use a MOV, that's for Mac format, you can change that. I will leave it on MP4. Next is a detection delay. So here we can set how soon you want the sensor to act up. I will leave it at like 1 second. I wonder if I can do it at 0 to do it as fast as possible. Yeah, I can actually change it to 0. Basically, it should detect the object as soon as it gets into the sensor detection area. Here we have a PIR sensitivity, and we have 3 different options. We have high, medium, low. High, from my experience with the motion detection, you don't want to go, because you will have the animals being detected way too far in the viewing area of the camera. So I'm gonna leave it on medium as default. That's actually how it is set up by the manufacturer here. So we'll confirm that. Scroll down again, and here we have a force trigger sensitivity. So that's to avoid unnecessary triggering of the camera. It's set as high, so we're gonna leave it this way, because so I don't need it to be too sensitive to the false alarms. Here we have a side motion sensors. So when we're talking side motion sensors, we have side and we have center. And as default, I see that it's disabled. I will actually go into this menu and I will turn them on. Okay, so we'll confirm that it's enabled. Now it shows actually that it's enabled, so it just required a confirmation. Here we have a motion test. That's just to test the camera. I will skip that menu. And here we have a time-lapse interval. I'm not using time-lapse, but we have different options. We have a first shot time and interval. That's 2 different options. I'll get out of this menu. The next thing is a time-lapse period, and here we have 2 different options to turn it on, and that gives us from what time to what time you want to use the time-lapse, how many pictures you want to take, and all that stuff. So I will leave that as turned off. Time zone. So here we can select what country we're in and what time zone are we using. Since we are in Canada, we have more than 1 time zone. We'll confirm that, and I'm in a mountain time. That's pretty much same as Denver. Confirm that. And next option, we have a date and time. So here we can set the date. It's a 2nd month. It's the 20th today. Here we have the time, which right now we have at 8 o'clock p.m. 8:24, and it's a p.m. That's the time I started making this video pretty much. Confirm that. Down below, we have a date and format. So we have 3 different options. We have a day, we have a month, day, year, and year, month, day. I prefer the month, day, year. That's my preferred format, so we'll keep it at that. Next thing, we have a time format. And here I don't like the 12-hour time. I prefer always military time, even on my watch. So always set it to military time. I'm from Europe, so it's much easier for me than AM, PM. I don't like that. And here, if you have multiple cameras, you can actually name the camera. So in this case, I'm gonna leave that blank because this camera is whatever it is. Media name is the next option. I'm gonna leave it whatever it is. I'm not sure what that means here, so we'll skip that for now. We have DSCF and SCF. So we'll leave it as default, whatever the manufacturer was set here. Info strip, so that tells you on a photo or video all those little information that I was showing at the beginning of the video, which is the current time, date, temperature, and all those details. So we want that on. In my case, I prefer that on, especially that we will be using it for the first time. I want to see how that looks. Confirm. Scroll down one more time, and we have a loop recording. I'm not gonna set to loop recording because basically what it is, it's when the camera fills up the card, it will erase the content and start re-recording. I just gonna leave it to record, and when the card gets full, basically the camera won't record anymore, because otherwise you might have the video that was worth something, delete it. Here we have the operation hours. So that basically you can set the camera from what time to what time you want it to record, begin and end the recording. So I am not going to use that. I'm gonna turn that off because it's gonna be on, it's set to as a motion detection, so it's gonna be recording whenever it detects the motion. Last thing here, we have a password. So if you want to set the password for that camera, you can. I'm not going to right now, just gonna leave it blank. Oop, that was it. Next thing is language. So in language, we can choose between English, French, Deutsch, Espanol, I believe it's Chinese, Italiano. So we have quite a few options, but we're gonna leave on English. Scroll down one more. Format SD card. Since I put a brand new SD card here, we want to click OK, and definitely want to confirm and format this SD card. So it's formatting right now. It says please wait. Format successful, and the card is formatted for the use of the camera. I recommend, if you're putting a new SD card in any camera, to format that card with the actual camera, not in a computer, because that makes the format of the card suitable for the actual camera. There's one more item here, which is a factory reset. I'm not going to press that because that would be pointless. That would erase everything that I just preset here. And we have advanced settings. Let's click here and see. We have advanced setting for the sensors and advanced settings to test the sensors. So we're just gonna get out of here, not gonna play with that any further, just gonna leave the way it is. We'll exit that menu, and I'm not sure how well you can see. We can have a preview on that little LCD screen. So the camera is set for motion right now. So let's see if we got anything. When you set the camera to start, it turns off the screen automatically, so that prevents the drain of the battery. And you can always go back to this when you open the camera and have a look, or you can remove the SD card and pop it in your computer. Try to close this thing. And here I will give you a closer look of that camera in the front. So right on top we have the IR sensors, a main camera lens, then we have a PIR center sensors, and left and the right PIR sensors. Let's talk about some specs here of this camera. This camera has a clear 4K video. That's a maximum resolution that you can take, as I mentioned when I went through the menu. The camera is using Sony Stravis sensor. That's an advanced sensor image quality that they used on this. I did mention it's a 2024 design, the new design of this camera with the gripping back, 1/4 inch tripod mount, 2.4 color screen. Manufacturer claims that it doesn't have a glow, because a lot of night vision cameras, they'll have that glow of the hotspot at night. So they claiming that this camera doesn't have that. We'll find out. I'm pretty curious on this feature actually. The camera is also IP66 waterproof, so you can withstand most of the weather condition, whether it's rain or snow. It should be protected from the elements with that seal here around it. So it is sort of waterproof. Definitely I wouldn't take it underwater, but it should be working just fine when it is just outdoors. The basic start cost of this camera is $170 Canadian. I will include the link to my affiliated link to this camera. If you want to purchase that, you can click the link, and I will make a small profit from your purchase. There's no additional cost to you, but you also get a discount. So this camera has really good reviews. When I went through it before I accepted the collaboration with this company, I wanted to check the product if it's even worth it to review. I don't like to review products that are not good quality, but from what I was reading, all the reviews, that people were actually pretty happy. This camera compares to a high-end cameras similar that will cost probably much more. So they're claiming this camera should have a great image during the day and night. I believe the night vision is going to be black and white. I don't think it's going to be color. That's my assumption, as most of this camera, they will show just a black and white image during the night. I covered the sensors, center sensor, 60 degrees, 30 and 30 degrees. The total is 120 degrees. All right, guys, so that was short description and unboxing of the GardePro A60 Trail Camera. Now it's time to take it into action, put in a little forest behind my community, and see if we can catch some animals during the day or night and not too many people. That's definitely a deer. I want to make sure to place the camera facing either north or south, not east-west, because then you get glares when the sun, if it becomes sunny. It's so close to this residential. So the deer trucks go sort of here. Now I will set up that camera, turn the power on, and click start. I'm gonna mark the location where it's located. Save that location right here. I have set up everything. Now we're gonna leave it for 24 hours, and tomorrow night I will come back here. This trail looks quite active here. It's a fresh poop, and looks like the deer are crossing on in this location. And it's the first time me using the trail camera. If that works, I will set it up next year during hunting season in my hunting locations. I'm going to try to make that solar panel to mount somehow, because at this point the only way is to use the screws.
The next day.
Hey guys, it has been day and a half and 2 nights since I left the camera on a trail. I'm just gonna head up here, up the hill. It is super slashy today, not the best place to walk. I see my camera, it is right there. I'm gonna check right now. All right guys, so I brought a dongle. I can get the readings without taking the camera out. Nothing. So we got nothing that was really recorded. So I'm gonna leave it for a little bit longer out here. I'll see you guys in a couple days from now. At least we're gonna be on that camera. I'm here out with my daughter, so she's a little helper. Yeah. We're back to the location of the trail camp. All right, guys, another location. I put it a little bit lower down the hill, hoping that this time is going to be more successful. But I have to come back here tomorrow and we'll check that out. For now, I have the footage downloaded from the card that we triggered, and it's time to go back home. We'll see you guys back tomorrow. All right, so I'm back to the site. That's a 3rd day since I set up the camera. First I had it over there, now I put it down here, so hopefully to monitor the whole thing. I will check that SD card right now and see if there's anything on it at all. I'm not sure. I hope, because otherwise there's no point keeping it here. There's not much activity, even though there's so many signs that the animals are passing here, or maybe were passing through here. What I'll do right now, I'm gonna try to trigger the camera a couple times myself, just in case if there's no footage. just in case if there's no footage. Just take the audio. I'm about, I would say about 10 yards away from the camera right now. Getting closer to see if that audio is gonna get any better. It might be stopping the recording also because it's 30 seconds. Yeah, probably the biggest problem here is that it's so wet everywhere. Well, it is what it is. It's like hunting. You never know what to expect. Sometimes you have activity and sometimes you don't. And even though you see the tracks or signs of animals being present. All right, it's time to go back. I will definitely do more videos with that camera. I will place that in a forest when I go hunting. The thing is, right now, the hunting season is over. And we went hunting last time for rabbits, or snowshoe hares to be more accurate. There you go, there's all the signs of the animals. And I'm not sure how old that is. It looks fresh, but that could be also because it's wet. Just in front of me, that's where that swampy water is, that from all the snow melting down here in the ridge. Everything's coming from that hill here and a hill behind me. That will be it for the review of this camera. If you like that video, don't forget to smash that like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this from hunting and all my travels and adventures. I'll see you guys in the next video.